So here we are at Monza, 10 seconds before the start of a 12-minute race. I've managed to put my car into 4th in qualifying, and it's a reasonably close field in this one from the qualifying time, so expecting a pretty good race here. For whatever reason there, the car in front of me didn't get underway, so he's dropped right behind us. He's going now, but not making any effort to catch up, so we'll just hold our place according to the markers on the screen here and just work on getting some temperature into our tyres, because of course here at Monza the run down to the first chicane is a really heavy braking zone, so you don't want to try and do that on cold brakes. So as I say, we look like we've got fuel about right for this race, and the number of laps we'll run, and we'll get underway here in just a moment. And just a little bit slow there getting away. I just let the speed drop a little bit too much, and as a result he's got a run on me there, one in the black McLaren, but we're all making our way down to turn 1 in a reasonable fashion here. Braking in, I've got some temperature in my brakes but pretty cold tyres, so we won't do anything too drastic going through here. But everybody looks like they got through, so a nice start to the race there, and we're all underway and looking like we're heading for a pretty good race here. As I say, in qualifying we all looked reasonably evenly matched. The pole sitter probably a little bit out in front, but I'm up to 3rd at this stage, with one out in front. As he runs just a little bit wide there in front of me, giving me a look, but I'm not quite close enough to really do anything there, and just mindful that with tyre temperatures and also tyre pressures, don't want to push too hard here, so just a little bit wide there, a little bit later on the throttle as a result, and not able to make that ground up there. But pretty solid start here and right in the race. So as we break down into Ascari for the first time, pretty happy with the line I get through here. He's maybe a smidge quicker through there, but not a lot in that, so we'll just take that and hold on here. And we've popped back to 3rd, so not sure what happened there, that we were showing as 3rd at one point, but back into 4th, where we started. So as we come round for the finish of the first lap, just holding a tight line there, letting car wide right, run wide, and then flat to the floor for the run down the straight. So from the rolling start of 1:59 there on lap 1. Yellow flags being shown. Didn't see what sector, so we'll break down into the first turn. And he's run wide there, didn't quite get his braking done, so half a chance here we might try and pick a position up on him, and we can as he goes through the obstacles to rejoin the track and avoid a penalty. But we now have that Nissan looming up behind us, 0.6, so whilst we've moved up into 2nd, we've got that. Now the race leader looks like he's had something go wrong. He must have been the yellow, because he's now dropped back to 5th in the Lamborghini. And there's a little touch there, but not too bad. I think we both gave each other room. Touch was probably a little bit unavoidable there, but we've both come out of that okay, and he's put himself in front of me, and we'll settle back into 3rd here with that Nissan in front of us. We'll try and keep some pressure on here. We've got 1.4 behind us to see how that goes. So into Ascari. Oh, he's a little bit heavier on the brakes there, so we just have to run a little bit wider to avoid contact. And as a result, he'll get a little bit better traction and run out from Ascari. So we'll just drop a little bit behind there, but still within a second. And the race is pretty good so far, and going pretty much as I expected to be reasonably close. Haven't had anybody just clear away here. So one there just looked like he ran a little bit wide, and he lost a little bit of momentum, and he's now under pressure from the Nissan. And we'll let those two get on with it in front. as we post to 154. We could probably do quicker than 154, but pretty happy with that on the second lap of the race. As we break down into the chicane again, and those two go side by side. That's pretty nice racing in front. Good battle there. And we've got our sister McLaren now joining onto our tail, 1.2 behind there. So as we run down here, we'll just see here how they go in front of us. It's a pretty heavy battle, but a little fake there. But he does get through on the inside, but all touch there as he hits the hits the curb on the inside, sends him wide. One then makes contact and holds on to first, but wouldn't be too happy about that if I was in the Nissan. That's also brought us back into this. Got him quite tight now. So we've just got to run well. He's a little bit wide there. We should get a bit better run coming through there. And we're on the run down to Ascari now. We've got that bit of a break behind. So feeling like we probably don't have too much pressure behind. So let's see as we go through. Everybody getting a pretty tidy line through there. I don't think we can make any ground up on that one. So 1 second behind now in third, but the race is going pretty well, and I'm pretty happy with the way I'm steering it. And we look like we're going to set a 153. We're a second up on our intermediate times, and the race leader one runs wide there. That'll give us a chance. He'll drop back into second, but we've got him with a little bit more momentum coming out there for us at Parabolica, and we'll just see how we go here. We might have to look to the inside, I think. So we'll set this up and we'll go into the braking zone, and both braking about the same time. He's got a little gap on me, but I get a nice little bit of brake in there. Leave each other room. I can't quite get it done, that tighter line, just forcing me to be a bit slower on the exit, and one holds on to that place. So as we commence lap 3 here, we're pretty happy with how this is going. We've still got a good gap to the car behind, and very much in touch with those cars in front of us. Both a little bit deep there. I don't think either of us would be happy with that. But we don't do any damage time-wise, and we're 0.6 behind. Taking a tight line through there, trying to get a good run out, trying to keep that pressure high. Down to third here, get a good run, but don't think we're close enough here to be doing anything major on this lap, unless he makes a mistake in front of us. Or he runs a little bit wide. That will give us a bit of momentum coming out. He's a little bit squirrely, and we've definitely got him now. The car coming up behind is coming at a rate of knots, and I'm flat to the floor, so we'll just let him go in that Lamborghini. But that looked a little bit suspicious, the speed he came up on us at, and well, one's actually hit him, and those two are taking themselves out. So thank you very much for that, gentlemen. I'll move up to second with the Heathens and one falling in behind. But the Heathens there, the pace on that Lamborghini, there's not that much pace differential between these cars. Maybe a Mustang would have a little bit more, but that, yeah, I'm not sure where that pace is coming from in that Lambo. So we'll just let him go, because we're not going to be able to keep up with that. So he gets through there. We get a nice tight line, and one has dropped in behind us. So on lap 4, we've got 3 minutes left in the race. Might get 3 laps in here, depends on where the leader is when the time finishes, but reasonably happy here, holding on to third and feeling like we're doing a pretty good job. Haven't really got any major errors so far, and that's a nice line through there. Very happy with that. But that 1.4, 1.5, he is pulling away a little bit from us. Probably not as much as I thought he might, but we haven't hit one of the long straights yet to let him stretch his legs, given the speed in that Lambo. So start here at 1.5. Let's see where we are when we get into the braking zone. But you can see there he's pulling away at a rate of knots, which probably raises some questions. for me, because that shouldn't be the case in a straight line, that much differential. But be that as it may, he's settled into second. He's going to pull away from us. And we've also lost touch with the Nissan now, who's pulled away. And he's probably 8 odd seconds up the road from us. But we've got 3 seconds to fourth, and a further probable 9 seconds to fifth. So pretty happy with how this one looks from here. Just got to keep this one straight, I'd say, and we will finish on the podium. Yep, so as we get through there, that's a pretty good lap at a 151. We're pretty happy with that. It's a really good improvement from the 154 we set on the first true flying lap. And we'll break down into the chicane again. Again, in the tighter bits, we probably make up a bit of time here. It's on those long straights that we will lose touch with that Lamborghini, but we're certainly not out of it when we've got him on these tighter, heavier braking zones. But pretty hard to see us making 4 seconds up, or around 4 seconds from where we are at the moment. So nice turn in there, clip the apex on the second. The Lesmo turn in there at the chicane. That's the first Lesmo locked over. Going to have a look at the second in a moment. Always trying to hold third going through here. Get a little bit of that inside curb, and then nice out of there. But as you can see, that gap stretched back out to 5. So again, in the straight line, we just can't keep pace there. So he'll go off into the distance. We'll just keep an eye on behind to make sure we don't open the door there. But at the moment, if we can keep this pretty tidy, we're looking pretty good. There's a minute to go, so there'll only be one more lap in this race. The race leader will cross over in a second. He won't be over the line yet, and he won't make it back to commence another lap, so which is the penultimate lap, and we should get the call out pretty soon that we are on the final lap. And the leader is on the final lap as expected, so we'll have done 6 laps in the race when we get the checkered flag. And we've got 1 lap of fuel left, so we got that fuel calculation absolutely spot on this race, unlike that last race at Spa where we forgot to adjust our fuel. So final time into the chicane, pretty happy with that. That's a nice line through there. But we're 7 seconds down and really don't see any opportunity that we're going to make ground up ahead, and not really under any pressure, 8.5 behind. So I think we're pretty safe to hold this as long as we don't bin it as we go along. So into the first of the Lesmos. Nice line there. We're up on our split time, so that's nice. Looks like a mid 151s maybe at this stage. Probably a little bit wider than I would have liked there. Didn't really get the apex and fell off lap time as a result, but quite nice through there. But we are still 0.2 down on the intermediate time, so we probably won't set our fastest lap of the race here on this lap. Into Ascari. Pretty good line through there. Get a bit of that inside curve, let it run wide and plant the foot. We can see second place in the distance just going through, so we won't make that up, and we will settle for third here as long as we can just bring it home, which we're pretty much going to do from here. The leader just finished the race. The 148 and 149s are very good times, and we're going to probably come over the line in a 151.7, so not quite our quickest lap of the race, but a pretty good time, and one not too unhappy with. But overall, very, very happy with that race. We'll pop back to the garage and get the official results, where we can see we finished third, and a good gap, 14 seconds to the car behind us in fourth with 1. And then a lap down, and a couple others who joined the race late, but the winner holding on by 1.7 seconds from the Lamborghini. So Really good race. Don't think I made any major errors in that one. I think I drove it about as well as I can given my talent levels, and I'm pretty happy to walk away with a spot on the podium here at Monza. So as usual, if you've enjoyed the video or enjoyed any of the videos on sim racing struggles, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe down below. We'll try and mix up the tracks a bit more as we can. We're a bit in the hands of the servers and where they throw us, but hopefully you enjoyed having a look at Monza with us, and a bit of a change from the couple of races we've seen at Spa of late. But that's all for now, and we will see you again at the next race in ACC. We'll probably stay in ACC for a little while, and then we'll look to move on into some of the other series like F124, Le Mans Ultimate and iRacing, which I do a bit of all of those, but I feel like I'm probably best here in the actual ACC races and in this McLaren GT3. So until next time, thanks for joining us and goodbye.